Welcome to the weekly Wednesday live stream. I was almost late for this live stream today because I couldn't find my pants. Then it occurred to me, my husband is at work and my good friend and admin, Mike Gedney, is at work right now. And I thought, can you imagine Mary, if they showed up to work and said, hey, boss, sorry I'm a little late because I couldn't find my pants. I don't think they'd go over well. Oh, well, thank goodness I have this job. Sorry out there, you guys. Let's see. What's up, Miss Lady? It's so great to have you. Debbie, Ebby, Babebby, I love you. It's so great to have you. Melinda, thank you for being here. Dolly Dagger, it is so great to have you. Thomas Perry, thank you so much for being here. Sarah Tears. Yeah, I was reading your feud comment, Sarah. Why aren't they doing a season 2 of Q's with Charles and Diana? I know. I want that so badly of Feud for season 2. And I really wish that they were doing that. And I really want American Horror or American Crime Story, Hurricane Katrina. If you guys haven't ever watched it yet, I do have a Hurricane Katrina Mondays Are Murder video, which reminds me. I am working right now on my Mondays Are Murder. So I'm still pushing out videos, but if you guys, before we jump into the American Horror Story news, I just wanted to let you guys know real quick, I'm going to start probably doing like some Sunday streams just to kind of keep you guys updated on what's going on my channel and what I'm working on, I should say, because I know I keep telling you during the weekly Wednesday live streams and I get myself a little kind of off. So I'm going to move into the news and let you guys know that on Sundays, I'm probably going to start doing a Sunday live stream just personally, so that way you guys will know what videos are going to come out, what I'm actually working on, and things that are happening. So it is so great to have all of you here. Let's see, Dolly Dagger, it's great to have you, hun. And let's see, have I missed anybody else? Wow, there's a lot of chat. Oh, Murder Motel, I love you so much. Jasmine Marie, thank you so much for being here, darling. All of you, you are incredible. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so let's jump into, Jake Lev. Jake says, why would they bring everyone else but Madison back? Do you think we will see her again? Ooh. I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot wait for season 9 and the season of the witches. I want that to come back and I want to see how the writers work it out. What's up, S. Mark? S. Mark is headed to work, but wanted to say, hey, it's great to have you. Jill Post, it's great to have you, Jill girl. Debbie, Ebby, Babebby, 9th Ward for life. Yes, Debbie. So I really want American Crime Story next season to be Hurricane Katrina. So Mondays Are Murder, if you guys ever want to know about Hurricane Katrina. I was living in Florida at the time that Katrina hit. So it was at only like a category 1 or 2. It was extremely small when it moved through Florida. My husband even drove through the hurricane. But then when it hit when it hit the state of Louisiana and Mississippi, it was catastrophically a category 5. It is like number 3 of the most costliest hurricanes out there. But however, what was so crime about it is people had to wait 7 days, literally 7 days until after the hurricane initially hit for rescue. It was, the Coast Guard was out there risking their lives for them, but that was it. Everybody else was forcing them to stay in the city with no food, no water. It was just insane of what the government did to those people in Louisiana. And it is a crime. It is a huge crime, and they should be prosecuted for it, especially the Army Corps of Engineers, whose fucked up construction was what actually caused the levees to break in the first place. Anyway, go check it out. Mondays Are Murder, season 1, episode 10. It's a silent dialogue. I am working on Mondays Are Murder, the rest of season 2, which the rest of season 2, episode 5 is Amerithrax. It is one of my favorite unsolved mysteries in history because, you guys will just have to see it in the video. I don't want to take up American Horror Story time. So it's American Horror Story time. Yes. My grandmother's ghost is in this house. I tried to trap her. She got out. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. See, it even works too. This sucker works. I ghostbusted her with my with my Ghostbuster pack. It actually works too. And then I tried to trap her ass in this. She got out. I don't know what to do anymore, guys. My grandmother is just insist on haunting my house. Teen Spirit, it's great to have you. Random question. Do you like the band Nirvana? If you do, what's your favorite song? Oh, Teen Spirit, you must be new to the channel because I am absolutely obsessed with Nirvana. Aneurysm is my absolute favorite song by Nirvana. Best time. Okay. M Good, it's so great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Mohammed, yes, thank you so much for being here, Mohammed. Jay, you absolutely hit the Ghostbusters mark back there. Absolutely. Good eye for you. All right. Miss Lady says, I live in New Orleans and it's still not back to normal from Katrina. Exactly. Still have random empty buildings. There's still a bunch of FEMA trailers out there from what I've heard. But Miss Lady, that's another thing too. Louisiana is still struggling. And it's been, 13 years later since Katrina hit. And the state, Mississippi and Louisiana are still struggling with the economy. Residents are still misplaced that have not been relocated with their families. There's empty buildings. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been cleaned or buildings restored. And it's just a shame because my husband and I were in New Orleans literally about a year before Katrina hit. And we had the best time there. The people, the place, the environment, everything there. Blake and I talked about living there for the rest of our lives. I mean, I could definitely see myself living there. That was the best place with the best food, the best people, the best everything. And I miss it. So I apologize, guys. It's 7 minutes in and we have not talked about American Horror Story. What's up, Danny? It's great to have you too. And Rachel, Robert Davies. Hey, girls. Well, girls, Rachel and Robert. Rachel, you're the girl. Danny, what's up, guy? Mohammed and Vicken. Hey, Golden. It's great to have you. And Issa, I hope I'm actually pronouncing your name correctly, Miss Skywalker. It's her first time live and loving it. Oh, love you too. Thank you so much. It might be Lisa, but I don't know if that's an L or an I. So M Good likes whole live through this. This is a must listen album. Ooh, all right. I will definitely check that out. M Good. Okay, guys. So I have my Google. Well, sorry, I did have my Google up. I was watching Cold Cases right before I started live streaming here. And I got, every time I watch the victims talk about the impact that their murdered loved one or their missing loved one has made on them, I can't help it. I always cry my eyes out with them. So I was trying to get myself actually looking well enough to present myself. So if I'm all a little crazy and I'm looking in the computer, don't worry. All right. So we got Google up American Horror Story, season 9. All right, let's see together, guys, if there is any news on season 9. Remember last week, there really wasn't any news, but we did talk about what the theme could possibly be. We did talk about the possible release date. We did talk about how one certain writer defined American Horror Story seasons as either campy or genuinely scary. So if you haven't seen last week's yet, go check it out. It was definitely a great one. Oh, here we go. January 3rd, 2019. So this is something new. We haven't seen any articles really in December for American Horror Story. And now I see some in December, like Meow is reporting that American Horror Story fans want to see this asylum storyline in season 9. Pop Buzz says, if you're a fan of AHS, you'll know that Roanoke was a TV show within a TV show. Dumplins, Danielle McDonald was in American Horror Story. The Dumplin, I haven't had a chance to binge watch that yet, guys. I'm about to finish up Cold Cases, and then I'm going to binge watch the Black Mirror movie and then Dumplin. And I love Jennifer Aniston. She is fantastic, such an actress. I love her in Wanderlust. If you guys haven't watched it, I have it on Blu-ray. I wish I would have brought it down. But it's a great movie with her and Paul Rudd. Check it out. So I'll watch Dumplin as well. I haven't watched that. What theme will American Horror Story season 9 have? That's from Mashable, November 15th. That was last year, and I believe we even looked at that one too. We definitely looked at TV Guides, season 9, everything we know so far. Inverse. Oh my God. TV Season Spoilers is reporting American Horror Story season 9 on December 11th, 2018. Are we finally done with the series? Bitches, you know you're not done with the series. You know you bitch about it all the time. And I gotta say, it's really fucking annoying. It's funny, but sometimes it can get annoying, but you know you're not done with it. Stop complaining that you're done with the show because you're not. That was my little rant. Okay, so let's check out everything we know about season 9 so far from Thrillist, and I will go on ahead and share the screen with you guys so that way you do not have to see my ugly mug so far in your face all the time while we're streaming. Okay, here we go. Everything we know about American Horror Story season 9. This is from Thrillist, January 3rd, 2019. Let's see if the Thrillist is going to thrill us with everything. Yes, give us an ad. Venable. I do want to say very quickly, guys, that while this is uploading, as you can see right there, the next video I'm coming out with for American Horror Story is the top 10 Sarah Paulson characters, and Venable is very highly ranked on that list. I cannot wait for that video to come out. American Horror Story shows no signs of stopping. Damn straight. After the much talked about 8th season Apocalypse, the sequel to Murder House and Coven, it's hard to imagine where the show could go next. There's lots of places this mofo can go, if you guys know what I mean, and I think you do. How do you top the end of the world? Luckily, creator Ryan Murphy isn't short on wild ideas, so we doubt he'll have a hard time tipping the insanity of his previous efforts. If it's still early, and we don't know very much about the details, but we can speculate, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're going to do in this article. They are going to speculate. Ooh, here are the 4 craziest Game of Thrones theories. Ooh, I gotta watch that. I'm so excited for April, guys. I cannot wait for the final season of Game of Thrones. Okay, so as usual, season 9 is probably going to air in September. The first 5 seasons aired in October and the last 3 in September. So following that pattern, we can expect season 9 will premiere sometime in the fall. Absolutely. How many episodes will the new season have? Previous seasons have contained anywhere from 10 to 13, so we can probably expect something in that ballpark from season 9. Okay, wait a second, guys. I gotta say something very quickly. We are getting to the final seasons of American Horror Story because, again, we know we're getting season 9 and we know we're getting season 10. Beyond that, we don't know. I agree, Waldo. The cat is agreeing with me. The cat is agreeing with me. If we don't get fucking 12 episodes for season 9 and 10, I'm going to be pissed. That's the one thing I am going to be disappointed in, is a 10-season runner, or excuse me, 10 season, is a 10-episode runner for the season. I am going to be pissed if season 9 and season 10 don't have 12 to 13 episodes. Am I the only one? I mean, really, am I the only one? 10 episodes is definitely not enough time to close the storyline, bring closure and evolution and closure to our characters. It's just not enough time. And if you go back to the seasons that do have 13 episodes, yeah, maybe you kind of think to yourself, that was unnecessarily long. Sorry. Freak Show was definitely one of those. However, when you come to the final episode of Freak Show and where Dandy's violence culminates into the marriage with Bet and Dodd and all that stuff, that made a great season finale, especially when the freaks got, I hate calling them freaks because I never saw them as freaks. I saw them as people I'd want to hang with. So when my people got angry at, Dandy, obviously, and got revenge on him and killed him, I thought that was fantastic. I just loved the fact that Bet, Dot, Jimmy, and Angela Bassett's character, I'm so sorry, her name just escapes me, her character for Freak Show, can just sit there with popcorn and just so happy watching Dandy drown. Because I'm not in their shoes and I didn't go through what they went through, I can't. Darn it, here's what happens when a lot of the times the words escape me. I just can't associate and understand their feelings. So instead, I'm horrified at what they did. Though Dandy definitely deserved it for what he did. I'm just horrified that somebody could take pleasure in revenge killing like that. Even the Desiree, thank you so much, Melinda and Danny. You guys are so great. I just can't associate, or relate to that. Relate. That was the word I was looking for. Waldo, you okay? I don't know if you guys can hear. I think Waldo's coughing up a fur ball. Bub, you okay? I think he's over there coughing up a fur ball. Poor little guy. Waldo, hang on one second, guys. My poor little cat. Baby, you okay? Hey, baby, you okay? Oh, goodness. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Oh, gosh. It's okay. There you go. Can you go out? My poor cat has a little cold. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. My poor little kitty. I don't know if you heard Waldo over there, but poor Waldo. He was just so upset. Of my robe here because it's really freaking cold in Austin right now. The Pepper episode was Waterworks. That's true, Jay. That's a very good point out, Jay. I really want to go back and watch Freak Show. I have it on Blu-ray and I haven't opened it yet. I got it at Walmart. Freak Show on Blu-ray for $5 freaking dollars. Brand new. Oh, it's your BFF's name, says Danny Desiree. So yeah, I had to say that very quickly. I know I got off on kind of a tangent in regarding the episodes, but I think we all can agree that it's needed. We all need to maybe come together and maybe form a tweet campaign for American Horror Story, like create our own hashtag, maybe AHS 13, meaning AHS season 9, 13 episodes, something like that. So we need to come up with a hashtag that we can tweet and use on Instagram and all social media. So that way the writers know that we want 13 episodes and they need to listen to fans. And usually if you can tell by season 9, they do listen to fans. Tate and Violet, who the fuck in their right mind would put those two people together, would put Violet together with Tate, the man who raped her mother and essentially killed her, with the whole, because the birthing, because giving birth to the twins killed her. And it's just, no, if your boyfriend ever does that, leave him. Look for somebody else because that guy is a piece of shit. I understand how everybody loved the Tate character, and I get it. We were totally fooled. The way that the writers explained Tate, they didn't explain it the way that they should have. They did it the way that they shouldn't have, which was a great way. I gotta say, they made us like Tate first before we found out his horrible, deep, dark secret, which is something that is so foul. Like, he killed innocent children. He killed innocent teenagers. And I understand that he was a teenager himself and he was very misguided. And that the show claims that the evil in the house made him do it. No, that is the biggest bullshit. Tate was just straight up fucking evil. But he was able to relate to Violet. He was somehow able to associate with her and relate to her feelings, and she fell in love with him. And I just don't know about y'all, but have better respect for yourselves. If you find out that your boyfriend or your girlfriend did something awful to another person, you deserve better. Just don't know how much to express that to you guys. Okay, so let me screen share again. But again, as you guys know, that we do know that American Horror Story does love to answer a lot of the stuff that the fans want. And if the fans want 13 episodes for season 9, we have to do that ourselves. We have to tweet that. Oh, let's see what you guys are actually saying about that. Hashtag violate. Ew, that's gross, Debbie. Oh my God. All right. Jack even says, I agree, Mary. That was straight up fan service. Joshy says, I loved Apocalypse, but I'm really sad they hooked up Mallory versus Michael. But then instead of a cool magic fight, we got a hit and run. Oh my God. Absolutely. Preach that shit, Joshy. All right. Let's go back to Thrillist. Let's see if they thrill us. Ha ha ha. Pun again intended. Will season 9 be the last season? Oh, we know it's not. It's been renewed for season 10. That's just clickbait. Who's returning from previous seasons and who will join? No official announcement have been made, and that is correct. But it is safe to assume that Sarah Paulson and Evan will headline the season. Evan has even said it's all been a massive stretch for me and really difficult to do. It's hurting my soul. And Evan as a person, I love how he refers to himself in the third person. There's a massive amount of rage that's called upon from me, and the emotional stuff that's been called on me for Pose, the other show he does with Murphy, has been heartbreaking. And I'm sick. I don't feel good. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, guys. That's very interesting. That I know Evan said something like that, but I guess I never read his actual quote. And it says right here that it doesn't mean that he's leaving the show, but it just could mean some lighter work for Peters in the coming seasons. So I guess hence, Mr. Gallant, and Apocalypse. So returning actors, we bet on Emma Roberts, Leslie Grossman, Peter Eichner, or Billy Eichner. Why the hell did I just see Peter? I'm an idiot. Adina Porter, Billy Lord, maybe returning in some fashion. Kathy Bates and Lily Rabb have also popped in, so they're likely to make appearances too. And I think Lily Rabb has her own show now, so I'm not sure. No word on new cast members, but Murphy tends to add 1 or 2 big name stars every year. Okay. What will the plot be about? Let's check this out. American Horror Story subtitles and plots are typically revealed a few months before their premiere. So we probably won't know exactly what to expect until next summer. Oh God, guys, this summer, you know what that means. What we're going to be doing all summer. We are going to be live streaming. So we probably won't know anything, blah, 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 until next summer. We also know that although Murphy has hinted that the popular Coven characters will appear, it won't be in season 9. But didn't he say last year, Ryan Murphy said that we are not having the Murder House Coven crossover until season 9, and then it ended up being season 8? I'm just not listening to anything else that fucking Ryan Murphy says anymore, because he just gets too drunk and just either goes back on what he says or just forgets about it and does something different. Or just says fuck it and does something different. And I love him for it. Despite the lack of concrete details, fans have wasted no time speculating where things might be headed. Murphy is known for hiding clues about next season. Okay. I want to say that again, he is known for it, but he hasn't been doing it. Something else on the years-long theory is that every season of American Horror Story represents a circle of hell from Dante's Inferno. This theory is backed up by Murphy, and he called it interesting. So, lust or violence. So I would say violence because I wouldn't really say Apocalypse was very lusty. I wouldn't say that at all. Would you guys call season 8 Or yeah, season 8 lusty? Or would you call it violent? I don't know if I'd call it both. Excuse me, I don't know if I'd call it either. What's up, Mike? It's great to have you. Let's see. Joshy says, I have a question about the coven. If Mallory was the supreme and then went back with her supreme powers, does that mean that Cordelia won't fade? Does she fade and Mallory gets even more powerful? I know. I have absolutely no idea. Joshy, it's so crazy. I have no freaking idea. Yeah, I have absolutely no clue, you guys. DJ says next season should be called American Horror Story Myth. Oh, it could be about mythical creatures, urban legends, conspiracy theories, serial killers, and aliens. What's up, Casper? That's a good idea, Dylan. That bitch Bart asked, do you think if AHS ends, we will have at least a spinoff? Also, do you think Gaga could come back? Also, here's a teaser. I have no idea, and I'm not clicking on the link. No offense, that bitch Bart, but it's, yeah. I have no idea. So, okay, let's go check back on here. So I wouldn't call Apocalypse lusty or violent. I would call it fraud. I would definitely put fraud on season 8. Am I the only one? So the only 2 remaining circles are lust and violence. Apocalypse has since aired. Oops. But it was about the destruction of the world. So lust was probably going to be left for season 9. So, okay. So that's basically it for the news on Google regarding the news for American Horror Story season 9. And that's it regarding the news. So what do you guys think? What do you think is going to be the theme? Now, don't forget, obviously, I'm going to be doing these weekly Wednesday live streams every single Wednesday. Doing them every Wednesday for years. So yeah, definitely not going to stop now. Yeah, we're going to be going over this information, finding out what is going on and what season 9 is going to be. So what do you think the theme is going to be? And what did you think season 9 was, or season 8 was? Do you think it was lusty or violent? I, again, thought it was neither. But I did like it. I loved Cody Fern as Michael Langdon. However, and this is a big however, I didn't like the writers describing his ascension from a teenager or from that kid that Constance kicked out to the boy that ended up being Michael. I thought that in between the time, I get why he was whiny as a teenager, you know, because he just evolved basically from a little 5-year-old into a 15-year-old overnight. So that makes perfect sense. However, there was no growth with Michael before the apocalypse. He was the same whiny, annoying teenager that Cody Fern did a great job portraying. And I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see, yeah, maybe him being a little whiny and annoying, but I wanted to see his extreme evolution into the character that he introduced himself as in episode 1 and 2 of Apocalypse. I wanted more of that Michael, not of the, Daddy, help me. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Please help me. That was the most annoying shit in the world. It annoys the shit out of me in real life, so it would annoy the shit out of me even on a TV show. People can get lost, absolutely, emotionally and physically, and we all have those moments. we all have those moments where we lose it and we lose our shit and we just break down emotionally, and we need it in order to, we have to fall in order to learn how to pick ourselves back up. But it just seemed to me like Michael wasn't learning shit. He was just falling straight to the ground, and it was other people around him who were doing all of the work for him, not necessarily him. And I just hated that. How could he be this great, rising, amazing Antichrist when everybody around, I mean, I understand he's the devil's son. Maybe he's supposed to be delegating people to do all this work, but it just didn't make sense that Michael himself didn't have any emotional or mental growth whatsoever. And he never established himself as a powerful person before the apocalypse. I honestly thought we were going to see something badass from him before the apocalypse, just to mark to us, whoa, all right, now I can see how that guy made the apocalypse happen. Because that's the kind of actor that Cody Ferd is. I was expecting him to have this amazing character written, Michael Langdon, and then we had this amazing actor to bring this amazing character to life. So we had this incredible firework display of character and actor. But then the writers kind of fell short when they made him, again, just too whiny. But that's just my opinion. I know a lot of you guys out there really liked Michael, really liked his evolution, and that's awesome. I'm so glad that somebody at least liked it. But myself, again, I was really expecting to be wowed by the character of Michael Langdon, and at first I was. But that quickly dropped, like in the second, or excuse me, like in the fourth episode, and then in the fifth, and then it just, every episode after that just kept spiraling into the fact where by episode 10, I was thinking, how the fuck does that whiny little shit end up blowing up the entire world? Seriously, how the hell did that happen? But it happened in American Horror Story's mind. If you're a whiny little brat with a powerful father and a bunch of people around you, you can do anything. I just thought that was shit. And it was just, they should have done better. Damn it, they should have done better. Why didn't they do better, guys? But other than that, I did really very much like Apocalypse. And it just kind of feels like the same thing happened with Apocalypse that happened with Kevin. The material was there. Everything was there for a big, impressive season. But something happened and the writers just said, meh, fuck it. Let's just put this in there. Oh my God, that's great. Oh, let's put this in there too. And let's just, oh my God, that's right. Let's just add that shit in there. Just as a great spin, and it'll make the storyline even better. And oh my God, wait. What if I put my head all the way up my ass where I can look out again? Imagine that. I'm going to do it. And then the idea that comes into my mind when I pull my head out of my ass, that's what we're going to put as the big component for American Horror Story Season 8. So they did it, and that's what happened. Again, please don't get me wrong. I loved American Horror Story Season 8. It is definitely one of the top ones that I rank as far as good seasons. But it just feels like there were so many wonderful opportunities, characters, storylines, subplots, things like that had been established in season 8, just like there had in season 3. And just halfway, maybe a quarter to halfway through these 2 seasons, the writers were just like, let's do this. Yeah, let's just shove our head so far up our ass. And, oh yeah, you have an idea that's completely fucking stupid. All right, let's add it in. The fans want, 2 people to be reunited who shouldn't be, because one is absolutely a fucking psychopath and completely used her and her entire family and literally drained them all of their essence for this house. Let's hook them back up and put them together for the fans. I just don't understand some of the fucking thinking when it comes into the writing of the season. However, I'm not the one writing the season. Again, I'm just a fan giving some critique that, there were some great elements they had, but they just added way too much into the storyline of season 8. And again, remember how I was explaining it, the storyline, as sort of the way I do for my books, is I think of a camel. And I think of a camel with a bunch of storage on top of them. And everything on top of this camel is a character, a subplot, a development, a major story arc, things like that. All of these components come and sit on top of this candle, or a delicate birthday cake, so to speak. If all of these elements crush the cake, you have way too much shit and you're going to ruin the show. You're going to ruin the book. That's what I tell myself. In Ryan's terms, he would ruin the show. So when it comes that I feel like I'm killing the camel or I'm squashing in the cake, I pull components back and I just start thinking, okay, well, what will just be easy and solid and will still fill the book? That's what they need to do sometimes. Sometimes they're just thinking that they don't have enough. For some reason, they're like, the writers of American Horror Story are this little old lady who wants to add all of this antique furniture into her house, and she thinks that everybody's going to love it because it's expensive. But they're not. It's too much, and it's old, and it's nasty, and it's smelly, and it's just something that you want to get rid of as fast as possible because it fucking annoys the shit out of you. That's kind of like what it is. So, yeah, again, love it, though, if you guys can't tell. All right, let's take a couple of comments, and let's see what you guys have to say on this. Don says, I don't think they needed Mutt and Jeff at all. Absolutely. What's up, Bear Nerd Dog? It's great to have you. Jill says, I'd like his take on JFK. Ooh, I agree. Sarah says that they were more focused on views than quality. Okay, so let's take something really quickly. I'm really glad that Sarah said that. We do all know that that the views for American Horror Story has definitely decreased. Especially since season 5. A lot of us understand the reason why it has decreased. Guys, I don't know about y'all, but I'm barely struggling to pay my freaking cable bill. And I don't even know if I paid my car payment this month. I hope we did, but my husband would actually know that. But the thing is that we just didn't have enough money. We had to make a decision, either get groceries for the next 2 weeks for the kids or pay the car insurance or, pay the car note. It's not like all of us have the choice of, oh, great, American Horror Story is coming up now. Let's make sure that we have the best TV, the best cable service, the highest speed internet. No, that's not what we are doing, which is what a lot of the writers and a lot of people who fucking have money think that would normally be doing. No, we're trying to find a fucking way to watch this show. Now, I'm lucky. My cable and my internet are lumped together, so I can't not pay one without paying the other, and I have to have my internet. So unless there's a problem with Spectrum and they shut down or something, I always have cable. So I'm one of the lucky few who can always watch American Horror Story. But there are others of you out there who are just trying to find a way to survive, and you don't have the luxury of cable. Hell, some of you don't even have the luxury of being able to afford your own internet. Maybe you're hopping off your neighbors or your parents or somewhere at a cafe or at work even. It doesn't matter. The fact is that we out there, the true viewers, we are not fucking rich. We do not have the money to actually watch our favorite show in this day and age. Sadly, what Ryan Murphy, Fox, and a lot of the people out there think is that the American people is like them. Is that if we run out of milk, we can just run over to the grocery store real quick and spend $6 to grab a couple of gallons, and then that'll be fine. We're good. No, a lot of us are still like, it's the 9th, and they still have a good 6 days until their paycheck comes, and they don't have any money. They're going to the pawn shop to pawn their stuff because, I'm sorry, I felt something underneath it. Crust. They're going to the pawn shop to pawn their stuff in order to make sure that they have food for the next few days until their paycheck comes. So, and the gist of this is that not everybody is making it right now, paying these sky high freaking internet rates and cable rates. If you're lucky, some of the viewers can watch American Horror Story via Netflix, with free service via their cell phone service that they pay. And a lot of people do pay their cell phones. I am so sorry. My freaking Lyme is flaring today very badly. I am very itchy, very exhausted, and very chilled. And it's just my Lyme is really fighting right now to stay and against the antibiotics. So if I keep scratching back here, it's that freaking itch that's underneath my skin where I was bit. So I apologize. It's really flaring today. A lot of the Freaks of AHS guests or the members completely agreed that they cannot watch the show, that's why they came to the group. And that was a good, 10 to 13,000 people. American Horror Story is not getting the views anymore because it's too expensive to pay for fucking cable service. And sadly, a lot of these people have no choice but to go to pirating websites in order to watch it. Now, if you guys remember, I know that we showed it in Freaks of AHS, but that was because number one, we the person who uploaded the episode paid for the episode early. If you guys don't remember, FX Plus, if you paid for the membership service, you would get American Horror Story at 2 a.m. that morning rather than 9 p.m. that night. Okay, so the person would pay literally to see the episode early, and then they would upload it into the group. That's why I also cut off membership, because I didn't want the group to take away from views from the show. But what I read and listened to a lot of the members of the Freaks of AHS is that it's not that they don't want to watch the show. They didn't want to watch it and pick it apart. They wanted to desperately watch it, but they couldn't because they were in an international location, or they were in the US, but they weren't able to afford the service. And to be honest with you, that was the top two, is that they were a student or they were just, it's just sadly, guys, it's just this day and age is not like when my parents were 40. When my parents were 40, they had bought their own home at that time. They both had two excellent jobs that paid well. And my dad even had a very flourishing second job. So because of that, my parents were able to put food on the table, afford our clothes. When I turned 17, my dad didn't want to do it when I was 16, and I don't blame him. My parents were able to buy us, cheap little cars. I mean, back then, my first car was a $500 Plymouth Roland. And, that was like in 96, I think, is when I got my first car. And my dad only paid $500 for it. And you could do that. In a couple of years, my daughter's about to turn 16. I cannot buy her a shirt right now. It's sad unless I save up for it, because there's car insurance. There's, excuse me. There's homeowners insurance, health insurance. There's insurance up the ass everywhere for you as an adult. And then not including your car payments, your house payments, your freaking bill payments. It is too expensive now to live as an adult. So the cost of what my parents used to pay when they were 40 was maybe a quarter of what Blake and I pay now, at least in bills. Sadly, we are now the generation that is never going to have a savings. We are the generation that is never going to own a home. We're the generation that unless the money was passed to you, or you have a fantastic job that definitely pays you a lot because you don't have a family or you don't have anyone to spend it on, you'll actually have money. But the whole thing is that people in America now, we don't have money. We cannot afford to watch the show. And if the cable services actually bring down the cost of their service, maybe people can afford it. Because when I started working, cost or minimum wage was $5.50. I think minimum wage now is $9.50, I think. So I started working when I was 17 years old. So in 23 years, 3 years, the minimum wage has only raised $4. Do you guys know how much the cost of living has raised? Triple. This house right here that we pay for would only have been maybe $500, maybe 23 years ago. Oh my God, it's so crazy. So it's just insane that people cannot afford this. And I just think that it's just a problem that a lot of people don't talk about, because who wants to admit, hey, I'm just really poor. I can barely go out and afford anything. Who wants to admit that? And that's why we turn to our televisions, and that's why we turn to our books and entertainment, because who wants to remember that? We would like to see somebody who's not poor kind of enjoying life, because it helps us forget for a little bit that we are poor and that our life kind of gets depressing every once in a while over it. So I think whenever they finally start making the channel or the actual cable services more affordable, they will see their viewers again. So again, it just really pisses me off that they blame this on the actual viewers. It's like blaming rape on the victim. How the fuck are we the people who are bringing the show down? We're trying to watch it, but you want so much fucking money that we just can't afford to pay you. I mean, I don't understand about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I could not afford even $6 extra a month for that FX Plus. If it hadn't been for my patron, I wouldn't have been able to afford that just myself, because I have 4 kids. If I have an extra $6, it goes to their lunches or to a winter coat or whatever. It doesn't matter. It goes to my kids. It doesn't go to me. And I just don't understand how FX and entertainment services people can blame the viewers of the reason why they're not succeeding because of pirating and all that shit. Yeah. Do you understand why we're pirating? It's because we're poor. And because we're so poor and maybe we can't afford Beyonce's Lemonade, we go and we pirate it. Because we work all day, literally from the second we wake up till the second we die in our beds that day. And the only thing that made us happy, that brought us joy, is maybe listening to Ice Cube. And you want to persecute us because we pirated the song and that's the only thing that kept us alive that day? I don't get it. So, yeah, they put their blame in the wrong place. Again, it really makes me feel that blaming the viewer for the low viewings of the show is like blaming the victim of rape for the rape. It's just, you can't blame them. You have to blame the show. You have to blame them because their quality is going low, because they're looking to appease, they're trying to get more viewers. And if that's what I wanted to do with my channel, I would definitely do clickbait videos. I would definitely put out more content that definitely didn't have the quality there. And that's kind of what they're doing with the American Horror Story. And I just don't want them to keep blaming us anymore for it. And I'm just sick of that, because I buy their merchandise. When I have a few extra dollars, like I did for Christmas, I'll buy their merchandise. I'll watch their show. I will get up at 2:00 in the morning when I'm suffering from Lyme disease hardcore to watch their show and to make sure that the people who are in Freaks of AHS get to watch the show too. That's how much I love the show. But it's like, when it comes to FX and maybe not the actors, but definitely more the creators, that's when they say, gimme, gimme, gimme. And that's money, money, money. And I just can't. Yeah, that's just kind of getting a little too much. And hopefully maybe they'll actually listen to their fans this time and realize that we want more episodes. And if they just shut the fuck up, listen to their fans and not the network, they'll get the show back to where it was. And I have full confidence in them. They did very well with season 8. It went a lot like season 3. But I have a feeling that they're definitely going to pull together for season 9. I definitely think that Ryan wants to go out with a big bang and that he has not forgotten this show. What do you guys think about it? So let me know. I'm about to close out the live stream because I know that I definitely did rant on that a lot, but it just really pisses me off that we work so hard, guys. You know, my husband works really hard. I have another job other than this, and we work so freaking hard. And I'm tired of people putting blame on us about economy and politicians. And it's just, no, it's you, not us, dick. So, do you think they got back in track? I do think, Bear Nerd Dog, that they will. Dolly says, I have a huge phone bill, big chunk out of my pocket because of a malfunction, not my fault. I know, Dolly. And then what happens if, you get the overdraft fees for your bank and it's the bank's fault? It doesn't matter. They don't retract their fees. They're not going to say, oops, I'm sorry. That's my bad. Let me take those fees away. No. And if it's like thing with the phone company or the cable company or even, your bank that's holding your car note or your much needed mortgage, you can't argue with them. You just have to take what they give you. Like here in Austin, if you are one day late in paying your electric bill to the city of Austin, they shut you down. They do not give you a warning. They do not stick anything on your door. They shut you down. It is insane. You could be a 90-year-old man on life support, but if you are one day late on your bill to City of Austin, they shut you down. And it's awful. And it's criminal. I don't understand how they get away with it, but they do. It's just big leaders, and we are all the same, guys. Just know that I love you. And yeah, it's just, I'm so fucking tired of them blaming the views on us. It's not us. We are not the problem. It's them. Anyway. All right. So, oh my God, it's 7:25. Holy moly, in freaking Nolans. You would think in Louisiana that it would be extremely higher because they would have to pay employees more because, of the hurricane that they're still suffering from even 13 years ago. Do you know that freaking Hurricane Andrew, that the city or the freaking state of Florida recovered not far after Hurricane Andrew? And it's freaking 13 years later. 13! Mississippi and Louisiana are still economically, socially, financially, and educational-wise devastated. Anyway, it is $15 an hour in freaking New York. Holy shit, that's awesome. But then again, I would say probably based on the rent, like this house would probably be like $1 million there in New York. So hopefully the high wage goes to pay for the high rent over there. So yeah, I think it's only like $9 here in Texas. I'm not sure because it's been a couple of years since I've actually had to worry about that. So I do not know if they've actually changed it. So anyway, but thank you guys all so much for watching. Bear Nerd Dog says it shows a lot how AHS wants to satisfy each fan by its plots. The quality is getting less great, unlike the first 5 seasons that really screamed AHS quality. Oh, I agree, Bear Nerd Dog. It was great. Murder Motel says, what would you call a season of AHS? If you wrote it, what would be your theme? Please reply. Oh, Murder Motel, it would be mortuary. So I already have this done up, and I apologize. There are videos out there that I have made, and sadly, due to the fact that I got really sick, I haven't released them. One of them is that one, what I would do, how I would write American Horror Story, what I would title it, which I would title it Mortuary. And the characters, I don't have names, but I do have what their general role would be and what the storyline would be for the actual plot. And it would be a 13 episode. So what I did is I made 13 videos. Excuse me, I did not make 13 videos. I made a script for full script. I did a synopsis for a 13 episode season of American Horror Story Mortuary. And I wrote the information down. I just haven't actually recorded the video to do it. So I have all 13 episodes broken down. I have the characters broken down and who would play them and what their main storyline would be. So I do actually have an idea of what I would write for American Horror Story. And I even did write a script for The Walking Dead, and this was during season 6. However, though, I didn't know who to give it to or what to do with it, but I did write it and it just didn't go anywhere. My husband's stepbrother is the head writer for the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and he is so sweet. And I know that I could have just said, hey, who do I need to talk to? But I just didn't feel confident at that time. But now when I go back and I read it, I feel it was a very solid script. It was a story between Rick and Carol, and it happened on Halloween night. The entire episode is in black and white, and it's Carol and Rick coming to atone for their sins that they had committed in the past 6 seasons with witches. It was supposed to be a special Halloween episode, something mystical that The Walking Dead had never had before. And it was supposed to just involve those 2 characters only, nobody else. And I loved it. And even now, as I go back in the day and I read it, I think, wow, that was pretty good. I can't believe I wrote that. It just makes me, because right now, sadly, the one thing that the Lyme disease did is that it squashed my creativity. And it's very difficult for me right now to find words and to get my mind back into writing. Even right now, as we're live streaming, as you'll see, a lot of the times I'll break because I can't find the word that I'm trying to say, and my words don't go smoothly anymore. When I type, I am exactly like this, and my words just flow out of my mind undisturbed. It's just, I think usually faster than I can type, and I can type extremely quick. But now it's just, sadly, I can't do that anymore. The Lyme has just killed so much in my body that I'm trying to get back on top. And so one thing is that I'm trying to write a lot of stuff like the top 10 Sarah Paulson characters. I needed to write a little something to go with it. I have the top 10 characters, but I just have to write something with it. And that's where I'm finding a problem with. It's just my train of thought. It keeps getting screwed up from the Lyme. So yeah, I cannot wait to get back into the videos and everything, so that way my mind actually starts working functioning at a cohesive level. So I do apologize, guys, that is another reason why I probably ranted as well today. But yeah. All right, let's see. S. Mark says, AHS Gold Rush, aliens and cowboys fighting over the gold, the origins of Area 51. Ooh, I love that. Dolly asked, what are the symptoms of Lyme disease? Well, Dolly, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure. I am in the late stage, so I don't remember anymore what the symptoms were, but I am in severe late stage. I had a big, huge tick bite on my back that I didn't know. It was right there where my bra line was, so I never saw it. It was like a bullseye. It was a white spot right in the middle with a big red mark around. It kind of looks like ringworm, but it wasn't. So I had significant other problems. Definitely Google it, because it is very, I was writing a will last month. I'm not going to lie. Mary, I wrote you a vampire movie 2 scenes, and got brain fog for years. I'll show it to you on Instagram. Definitely. Absolutely, Bobby Stokes. Fuck you, Lyme disease. Yes, Tracy. And one of the symptoms definitely is nerves tingling. That happened to me a lot. And I went to a neurologist, actually. Spent so much money going to so many different doctors because I tested negative for Lyme disease. And sadly, I've talked to a lot of Lyme disease survivors, and they have told me that sadly, there is not an actual test now for the newest Lyme, I guess, that's out there. And the only way that they found out they had Lyme was through a spinal tap. And I am not going through a spinal tap. However, I match all of the symptoms, and I'm responding extremely well to the medication. So Mohammed completely says he understands. I have MS. Oh, Mohammed, you are awesome. You obviously are a very awesome superhero if you're making it through that. Tracy said that the script that I was talking about would like be an AHS Walking Dead crossover. Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. My aunt has it I'm so sorry. My aunt has it effects on one of her legs. Oh, she does, Tracy, for the Lyme. Oh, it's just it's Debbie says hashtag chronic illness warriors. I know, I know, I know. Seriously, it's just it was awful. But I'm so glad that I have medication now, and yeah, I'm actually getting better. So okay, guys. Whoa, Jay says that's if you're lucky. My rent in Vegas was $900 a month in Green Valley 10 years ago for a one bedroom. Woo! Man, I would love to live in Vegas. I'm not gonna lie. I've been there many times. My parents took me when I was a teenager, and then my husband and I, that's where we got engaged. That's where we wanted to get married. But I love Vegas. I am not gonna lie. I love the weather. I love the people. I love everything about Vegas. I even was going to apply to University of Nevada, but I got cold feet and didn't have confidence in myself to apply. So have confidence in yourself, guys. Always definitely do what if you're ever too scared to jump in the water, so to speak, just say fuck it and just jump in that water. Just do it. All right. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I will definitely be back on Sunday to live stream again. My patrons out there, we are going to be live streaming again today. It is for my makeup. I was going to live stream with my patrons on Sunday, but my kids and I have been obsessed over Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I watched Arnold Schwarzenegger when I was a kid. My dad showed me his movies all the time. And I was like 6 years old, I think 7 maybe, when the Terminator came out. And he just scared the poop out of me when I was a kid. And I just loved that movie. So I showed it. My kids just recently went back to school. So thank you so much, Mohammed. You are so great too. Thank you so much. You were so awesome for being here. So while my kids were here, on the days that it would rain and they couldn't go outside and play on their bikes or whatever, we would stay inside and we would watch movies. So, so I put on the Terminator one day and my kids loved it. So we watched Terminator 2 next. And I didn't want to screw up their lives by showing them Terminator 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever. So we watched like True Lies, Commando. Oh my God, my boys loved Commando. They all want to be like Army guys now. So they loved Commando. Predator. Oh my God, they love Predator. So we've just been watching Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. We're done now. And so I am finally live streaming with my patrons. Melinda says that Lyrica is a magical pill for her for nerve pain. Really? And then Sarah says ColourPop. It's good quality and cheap makeup. Oh, cheap makeup. Oh, okay. I gotcha. And then Josh said, here's what I say about applying to things. If you succeed, you get something. If not, you've lost nothing. Exactly, Josh. You are so awesome. Okay, so thank you all so much, for being here. I apologize for the rants at certain times, but it's so great to be back here with you guys. I'll be back on Sunday. Again, I'm working on videos, tons of stuff, and thank you all so much for being here, for watching, and for your support. Yes, Miss Abby, I sure have, and it is fantastic. You are incredible. Thank you so much for suggesting it. I love you all so much. I'll be back on Sunday and, of course, next Wednesday with more information. We're going to be following American Horror Story, guys. We're going to be stalking it and following it like it's a really hot, damn it, I was going to say like 1986 Bruce Campbell, but I don't know if you guys are really into Bruce Campbell. And I'm just thinking, who else is really freaking hot? And I can't think of another guy that comes to mind. I think of another woman, obviously, but I just can't think of another guy. So you fill in the blank. Thank you all so much for being here. And of course, beware of the tearjerker watching Sexy Scathitch.